Welcome everyone to our first workshop, and we are going to do an icebreaker. Some of you may or may not know what this icebreaker consists of. Has anyone ever played Scribble.io?
I've
No?
played it before.
You played it before? Yeah, I play that game with my friends all the time. It's so much fun. So I'm going to go ahead and send you guys a link on this the Google Meets group chat, and you guys are going to join and we are going to play. So give me 1 second. Okay, guys, tell me if that link works for you.
I think I was able to get on.
Yeah, it worked for me too.
Okay, perfect. So make sure to enter your name and then so we know who you are. And if you win, you will get the special prize of being recognized.
Special prize of bragging points.
Yeah. I don't see anyone that's joined yet.
It's not working for me. It's taking me to like the default like Scribblio screen.
It's not working for you?
Yeah.
I think it worked for me.
Wait, mine's not working. It's not taking me to that room.
Here. Okay, wait. Tell me if this link works.
Wait, how do you type in this?
Tell me if this link works for you guys. Everyone, please make sure to join. We want everyone to participate.
That doesn't work either for me.
That doesn't work either?
Oh no,
It's
that
not
link,
working for me either.
that link worked for me, the new
I
one.
see Pranav, Paula.
Yeah, we're like
Aksha.
playing a game right now. So like a couple of people.
The link works for me.
You have to
Oh, wait.
leave and then try rejoining, yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm in a random game. My bad. I just. Wait,
Okay.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I see Arjun.
Wait, never mind.
Is it working for you, Shivank?
Let me check.
Okay. Okay.
I got
Uh-oh.
an advertisement.
Okay. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Okay, I see Christian, Yasho, Meghana, Rohan, Nicole. Who are we still waiting on? Let's see. Arushi. How many people do we have? Okay, so we have 22 people and we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have 12 people. We still need a couple more people to join. I'll give you guys another minute and then we'll go ahead and start. Okay, so we're doing 2 rounds. You know, we have a lot of people. We're gonna do 1 round. Or okay, we can only do 2. Okay, 2 rounds and you guys have about 60 seconds. So I'm gonna, while we wait for people to join, I'm gonna explain how this game works. So once I click on start game, there's gonna be 3 words that pop up and there's gonna be 1 person drawing at all times. So let's say Meghana was drawing and everyone else was guessing. So her 3 words would be apple, the White House, and snow. So she would have to pick one of those words. So let's say she picks apple and then she would draw an apple. And then the rest of us would have to type in like, there's this like chat type of thing and we would have to guess the word. And if we guessed the word, then we would get points. And so whoever has the most points at the end wins. So it's a very simple game. It's kind of like Pictionary. And we're going to go ahead and start. We have 12 people. So I'm clicking start game. And looks like Raunak is drawing first. So Raunak, do you see those 3 words on your screen?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Christian, how did you get it already?
I got it. It was a good drawing.
Oh wow, I got it too.
And by the way, guys, you can see at the top how many letters it is, so you can use that.
Shivang looks so confused.
I spelled it wrong the first time, so.
Hi, Aparna. We're playing a game. We're playing Scribble.io. It's kind of like Pictionary. Here is the link if you want to join. Okay. Shivang's turn. You guys are choosing such long words.
That is a really good drawing, I just have to say.
Wait, what? Oh, wait.
Megan, we're disappointed in you.
I didn't get it at first.
Wait, what? I don't get it.
Arjun, you're the only one.
Arjun, come on, use your context skills.
Wow, everyone got it but Arjun.
That's nice.
Okay.
It's a good drawing. I'm not very smart.
Okay, guys, for this game, it does say we will have 2 rounds, but we're just going to wait for everyone to go once since we do have so many people playing. Guys, I have no idea what this is. Does anyone want to help me out?
I don't know what else to draw. Like, that's just what it is.
You're close. You're really close.
Wow, you guys didn't get it this time.
Wow, Christian chose a short word. First one to choose a short word.
Okay, I'm really bad at drawing.
You can tell.
Yeah, Arjun, good job.
How?
I'm sorry,
What is
guys.
even? What? I'm very confused.
This is supposed to be a road at the bottom. And this thing is on the road.
Dude, what on earth?
Cone.
Oh.
Construction.
What?
That is not a
How is
cone,
that a
Christian.
cone?
That was
I'm
so
sorry, I'm really bad at
easy.
drawing.
Dude, where are the stripes? There's like a dude inside the cup.
It's supposed to be like the sign. It's on that cone.
I feel like this is a complicated word.
I'm a little confused.
No one knows. Guys, it gives you some clues at the top. Pine cone.
What?
Oh, it's kind of hard to draw.
That's true. That's hard to draw. Oh.
These letters. Dude, seriously? Guys.
Yes, that.
Guys, Arjun's winning. We have to beat him.
We definitely do.
Sure, hit that. Come on, this is like the easiest one.
That's my bad.
Okay, I think I got the overall like thing of it.
No, that was good.
Arjun, I'm beating you by 5 points.
How?
Christian's winning. Guys, he didn't even draw it yet. What?
I think we all just guessed it, I'll be honest.
I don't get it.
Oh, Arjun got removed.
Got kicked
You got kicked?
for guessing too much, I think.
What is this?
I mean, I feel like he's doing a decent job.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
I see.
Can someone resend the link?
Yeah.
This is also a very good drawing, I just want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know what it is.
There's only so
What?
much you can do with this word too.
Winter. Oh my god.
Oh,
Really stupid. That was a good draw.
Wait, is there a way to get 3 new words?
no.
No. I don't understand how you guys are doing this.
You could have made it more like chunky a little bit.
The drawing is like so cute that I feel like it's like taken away from the word.
It's actually a pretty smart drawing. I see what you did there.
This one isn't bad.
I don't
This
know.
is actually a very good drawing.
Okay.
Ooh, Ronick. We have to get Ronick out of first.
Guys, this is so hard. You guys are gonna hate me. Stop. This is bad. Here, I'll give you a little hint. Magna! She put the work. Guys, seriously, no one? No!
Oh.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and stop. I don't know how to end this. No one draw. Good job. I think who won? Rauna, congratulations, you won. We have all discovered that we're either a great artist or an awful artist. But good job, everyone. We're gonna move on. 1 second. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see the next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did we learn from that game? Anything that you guys might learn that is applicable in a HOSA environment or a workplace environment? Anything that you guys can think of? Anyone? Meghna?
I would say that maybe communication isn't always easy.
I would say sometimes maybe, communication has to do with a lot of words, and I think that's what most people talk about, but sometimes it's not like that. It is, it gets lost. There's different types of communication that we're going to talk about. There is nonverbal, there's communication through your actions, and it's so important to pick up on those things in any workplace or any type of environment. And it's not just oral communication. So we're going to talk about those type of things in a bit. Okay, anything else? Anyone? Okay. Okay.
Okay, so the types of communication. So first type is oral communication. So this is often called verbal or spoken communication and includes face-to-face meetings, telephone calls. This is basically your day-to-day conversations. You are communicating with someone when you are verbally talking to them, right? Written communication. Within written communication, there are a huge number of methods, from sending emails, writing letters, to books. So a way that we use written communication on a daily basis is texting, right? Whenever you're texting your friends, you're still communicating with them, you're just not using your voice anymore. And then nonverbal communication. The things we don't say can still tell someone a lot about you, which includes your body language. I think Shahida had some technical difficulties. Okay, but obviously nonverbal communication is when you're not speaking, you're not writing anything. You are using your actions to display what you're trying to communicate, your tone of voice, even how you dress. So let's say I have a job interview and I go in it with ripped jeans and like tattoos everywhere and like hot pink lipstick. What kind of thing do you think I'm communicating to them? Like, let's say if it was a professional work environment. Like, without even speaking, I just walk through the door. What kind of thing do you think they'd think I'm communicating just through my appearance? Can we have some members volunteer?
They probably think that like you don't care about the job that much that you're interviewing for.
Yeah, they would probably think that, oh, she didn't really want to get ready for this job, or oh, she doesn't really care too much about this job, right? Let's say I went into that same job interview and I looked very put together. I had my resume in hand, I had my suit on, my hair brushed, everything. What kind of thing do you think I'm communicating then, just through my appearance? Can we have someone else other than Rohan?
I guess that you're like trying to take the job seriously.
Yeah, exactly. So as you guys can see, even through just a 2-second interaction, just by looking at someone, it communicates so much about them, right? So let's keep that in mind, these 3 types of communication.
Okay, so we kind of just talked about it, but why is communication important? So Meghana presented you guys with some scenarios. Now I want you guys to think outside the box and answer that question. Why is it important? Can we have someone else answer, please? Just go ahead and unmute. Here, let's have Nicole. Nicole, why do you think communication is important?
Well, I think communication is important, especially in a group setting, because you need to be able to actually express what you're thinking. And sometimes what you're thinking is what another person is thinking. So you have to be able to communicate so you guys are on the same page.
I think that's a really great point to bring up. Sometimes your ideas and your mindset can make the biggest difference, and it's so important to communicate your thoughts. And like Meghana talked about, it represents professionalism. It represents you as a person, you as a candidate. So that's so, so important to focus on. Anyone else? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on.
Okay, so why is communication important? So this is some of the things that we thought of, but feel free to add on. So one, key to building your professional network. So to build a professional network or a network of any kind, or really build any type of friendship with anyone, you have to first start by communicating. The first step is to talk to them, get to know them. And to do that, you do have to have clear communication throughout your 3 types of communication. Can we see number 2, please? Okay, number 2, creates effective teams and leaders. So obviously in a team has all different working parts, right? And every single part in a team is so, so important. And if that team isn't communicating, let's say me, Pranav, Shrihita, and Akshar, we're all on a team, right? And let's say Akshar is just like, she's just like, I want to do everything on my own. She probably would never do this, but she just wants to do everything on her own. So she doesn't communicate anything to us. So then we're just like, oh my gosh, did she do her part? Did she not do a part? And then Akshar shows up. She's like, I didn't do my part because I didn't know to do my part. Then we'd be like, oh no, like our overall goal, we just failed because we didn't have clear communication, right? Sorry for picking on you, Akshar. But what I'm trying to put out is that basically communication in a team is so very important, and it's also very important when you're leading. If you're leading a team, you have to make sure that you are communicating with every single person on the team and making sure that everyone is feeling heard. And then number 3, can help avoid misunderstandings. This can be in your professional and personal life, but I'm sure you guys have examples about when communication is important. So can we hear one member maybe put an example of when they use communication, or maybe when communication helped them, or maybe when they realized they didn't have the best communication with someone? Does anyone have a past example from experience, or maybe just an example you can think of? You can just unmute. You don't have to raise your hand.
I guess one example I can think of is this year in orchestra when we're doing like quartet practice and stuff like that. Unless I communicate what type of like musical interpretation we're doing, I guess everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So it's important to communicate kind of what direction that we're taking the music in. Otherwise, it sounds like not good.
Yeah, definitely. And the overall goal is to create an amazing piece of music, right? But if not all the members are communicating, it can maybe go down track really, really fast, right? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we are good for the next slide.
Okay, thank you, Rana, for sharing. So guys, we did have this activity planned for you, but we are running out of time. So I would want you to think about this though. Just imagine a scenario in which you would have to come up with a best product to benefit healthcare, to benefit HOSA, and get creative with that, right? How would you communicate that with your team, right? You have so many different things to communicate. You have your ideas. You might have disagreements. You might think, oh no, we should do this product instead of this one because it's better. It's all based on perspective and opinion, but it's so important to communicate that in a good and mannerful way, if that makes sense, and also professional in your future careers and your future endeavors. Everything needs to stay professional. So just make sure you're kind of thinking about that and how you would present that and talk about that with your groups respectfully.
Okay, so more about professional disagreements. So it is normal to have disagreements in professional settings and, of course, in personal settings. But here are some tips to keep in mind. So assume good intent and have an open mind. Do not allow your emotions to control you. Validate the other's point of view, or even just acknowledge that you hear what they're saying. Identify a common ground or a goal. Agree to make swift decisions and learn from the situation, and focus on what's best for your company/team, not who is right. So don't be prideful. The one example I can think of that comes straight to mind is actually on our HOSA officer team. So we are dealt with situations every single week, and maybe Pranav and me have a different viewpoint. So we're going to be like, okay, let's say Pranav is like, we want candy. And I'm just like, no, I want chocolate. And Pranav is presenting his viewpoint. Obviously, I'm not going to come at Pranav like yelling and screaming, being like, no, I need chocolate. Obviously, the overall goal is we want something cool and sweet to eat, right? But we want to make sure it's good for all members. And maybe Pranav brings up the fact that maybe chocolate isn't good for all members because some members are allergic to chocolate. So for that professional disagreement, I would have to be like, okay, I hear you, Pranav. I see that the overall goal is for our members, not for my pride. So let's go with candy. And that's just a silly example, obviously, but these are very important to keep in mind when, especially in a professional disagreement.
Okay, so here are just a couple do's and don'ts. They're super basic. I'm not saying any of you guys would do this, but it's really important to keep this in mind because sometimes it can go a little bit off the rails and it can be a little problematic. You just have to be sure to do all of these things. So make sure to be respectful, use formal tone, know your audience. You don't want to be disagreeing with, like, for example, you shouldn't be doing this to anyone, but especially, like, for example, the HOSA advisors. If you don't agree with them, you should not be yelling at them. Even your officers, just anyone in general. Keep a steady pace, be open-minded. You may always not be like correct, like Meghana said. There's always different things to take into perspective. Allow time for questions, stand courtesy reminders, use proper body language. Always try to network. And some don'ts: don't speak over others, don't get frustrated, don't ramble, don't start speaking without clarifying your thoughts. Don't be overconfident. Don't mix in personal connections with emotional. And that one is so huge because, guys, sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it. And it really can mess up the whole flow of your work. So please make sure to keep that in mind through whatever, through high school, through college, through your jobs. It's so important to differentiate personal from professional. Don't ignore context. Don't forget to listen. Don't forget the main idea. You always have to have a main goal, a main purpose at what you're working towards all the time, and always keep that in mind.
Okay, significance. So establish purpose, work towards a common purpose to better the output of your work ethic, planning future steps, create a clear and concise plan for everything to run smoothly, and then strengthen relationships, respect others' opinions and ideas equally. So these are obviously different reasons that it's very significant to have clear communication.
Okay, so here are a couple of examples that we have within HOSA. Brownek, I think that example that you brought up with your orchestra is absolutely amazing because it represents how you always don't orally communicate, and you kind of have to have that balance, that medium where you know what type of communication is going on between everyone. So a couple examples of that are Instagram, Facebook, Slack, GroupMe, all of our social medias. That is just something that we need to stay active on, answer questions, or even communicate amongst yourselves, right? To ask questions to other fellow members, or like, hey, what event are you doing for FLC? Do you want to team up with me? It's all communication. Some of the officers will recognize this, and to you guys, if you are applying to be an officer, you guys will see this again. It's called our accountability chart. It's just a list of assignments for all officers. It's just a place to keep all officers accountable, basically, of what their assignments are, and that is a part of communication. Once we finish the assignment, we just highlight it green so that the rest of the team knows that we finished it. And then the meeting agenda / notes. So in any extracurriculars that you guys have leadership positions in, or even if you want to start a new one, like a club or an organization, my biggest advice to you would be to have one of these platforms. It's called a meeting agenda, meaning what you would talk about your entire meeting, just list it out, and then meeting notes, which is what you did talk about during the meeting and what you're planning on doing. That's all a part of communication. So just, I would say the biggest point to remember from this workshop is all communication isn't oral, and that's so important. I feel like oral communication is like the obvious part of it, talking, but everything isn't just communicating orally. Just make sure you guys are really actively communicating in all other forms too. Okay, so now we want to open up the space to everyone and kind of ask what you guys learned, any questions, or maybe even share any experiences that you've had. So we're opening up the floor to everyone. Anyone want to share anything with us? Anyone? Let's see. Akshara, do you want to share something? Do you have anything to share?
Not really. I just have like a hard time like speaking like when I'm like in a new environment and like meeting new people.
Yeah.
But
no
like
worries.
later on like I always like get better like speaking to people.
No worries. Okay. Any of the officers, Pranav, any experiences?
I think, yeah, communications is like a really important skill, especially like in our hosted team itself, because we have like so much different stuff going on, and without communication, it all kind of just fall apart.
Right.
And
Okay.
also,
Yeah,
I
go
have
ahead.
one more thing, like communication and teamwork. It kind of goes hand in hand. Like if you have good communication, it'll also help you to have good teamworking skills with your fellow officers.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely build your team. It doesn't even have to be officers in any environment, even friendships, family, and anything. It's super, super, super important. Okay, so thank you everyone for learning. We're gonna go to our problem solving workshop next, which is Palak, Arjun's, and Krishan's workshop.